I trimmed my hair and I realized just how awful my haircut really is. Ugh. It'll get better when I get another one, hopefully. Some other time.
Which one you want? Next time you should buy something.
The evasion rate for poison better be really high. Right, no use worrying about, you know, let's go explore this place. Why is it all crumbled? Really? Your weakness is fire. Armbind, that actually doesn't matter too much. A lot of Teosra and Veil's kills don't need the arm. I could have just beaten up this camel as well, honestly. That wasn't so bad. Why is it such a comically large box? That sucks ass.
It's a monster. Huh? Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the bird from Nexus. I wonder if their movement is exactly the same, which is moving multiple times in a fixed pattern. The lighted room? I don't... Shouldn't it be like... Lighted isn't a real word, is it? Ain't no way. Shouldn't it be as you walk the now lit room?
We should be cautious.
Umag doesn't need to see in order to do what she needs to be doing. I knew it. Shit. Eh? Weird noises.
Hey! Yes. Hmm.
Let's go! You're right.
We're on our way.
I'm using the wrong formula. What the fuck am I doing? Wow, the blindness isn't doing anything for you, buddy.
Hey!
Let's be cautious.
Simon's right.
I agree. Hello? What you got for me? Thanks, I got some new goods. Go on, take a look. Is
Ooh,
that all you came
Kaja.
for?
Hell yeah.
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. What you got for me? Thanks. Thanks for the business.
Ah, hello everyone. Won't you please accept this? Item storage then? Very well. I'll look after. Is there anything else? I am at your service. Please leave it over here, please. Be careful on your journey.
Hello? Which one you want? Here you go. Here you go. Is that all you came for? Thanks for the business.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Very well. Then allow me to show you to your room. Sign in over here, please. Well, be careful out there. Whoa. Careful, everyone. Oh, this isn't looking good.
Let's make a run for it.
I can't run. I'll try one more. Okay, there you go. Just really unlucky, I guess.
Now,
Hey, what do we do now?
you're right. This is more than we bargained for.
It's a monster. Ah, a challenge to meet.
Yeah.
Don't ask him.
Mm. I'm looking at the turn count. Because it's every 4 turns that I gotta watch out.
Nice work, everyone.
And don't come back.
Hey!
We're done for.
What?
You guys didn't help.
Good.
Thank you.
Ooh, awesome!
Come on. Yeah!
Now,
It's okay. Yes.
I don't recommend splitting up, but I mean, the show seems to have killed pretty much everyone in this room in particular, so it should be safe as long as we're here. Wacky.
Mike.
Okay.
Huh?
Hey.
Hello, Mike.
what's the matter?
Me?
Turn it on.
Mike.
Cool. Good job.
No way! What is it?
Ancient script meaning Japanese.
Hey, Simon?
Well,
Or maybe it's programming language.
Huh? Ah! And?
yeah.
Huh?
Arthur,
It means we can't go. Because shit's fucked up.
I see.
But
That's right.
Let's go then.
Yes.
Right.
From here, yyyy and whatever these people call themselves go their separate ways for now and do their own exploration before meeting up with us once again for Area 2.
Hey there. How goes the job? Now, what'll it be? Come again, kiddos.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Oh, I'll call the doctor at once. Oh, I'll call the doctor at once. Oh, I'll call. Is there anything else? Very well. Then allow me to show you to your room.
Need a long rest after that.
Well, be careful out there.
Right, so how bad's the difference? Whole 2,000. Should be doable.
Ah, it's you. Sure, which one? What, you're backing out? Ah, it's you. What were you thinking? Make sure you think this through. All right, hold on to sleep it quick. See you around.
Well, it's golden. Now this is a golden opportunity. Perfect.
Ah, it's you. What were you thinking? Who should I bring out? Keep it quick.
A little too much perfect.
What were you thinking? Sure you think this through. All right, hold on a second. I'll see you around.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Sign in over here, please. Come back here whenever you're tired.
Wanna go beat up the bears too. Of course, I gotta prove I can beat them in expert first.
Ah, it's you. What were you thinking? Who should I bring out? Keep it quick.
Fine.
See you around.
Hello? What you got for me? Thanks, I got some new goods. Go on, take a... Is that all you came for? Thanks for the business.
Welcome to the Rooster. Very well. Then allow me to show you to your room. Sign in over here, please. Well, be careful out there.
Let me have a look. Ah, hello everyone. Won't you please accept this? I am at your service. Is there anything else? Be careful on your journey.
Hey there.
You want to ask around? Now, what'll it be? How goes the job?
Hey, thanks.
I'm counting on you.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Sign in over here, please. Come back here whenever you're tired.
What up? Killed us last time. Now we're gonna kill you.
Let me have a look. Welcome back. Who will carry this one?
Ooh.
Is there anything else? Be careful on your journey.
Hello? What you got for me? Thanks. Is that all you came for? Thanks for the business.
Welcome to the Rooster. Very well. A quick rest, right? Of course. Well, be careful out there.
Hey there.
Wrong place.
Well, come again, kiddos. Welcome back. I am at your service.
That's a lot of goods.
Please leave it to me. Very well. Is there anything else? Be careful on your journey.
Just gotta go do Glad Sign, but let's do this place first. May as well farm those stupid fucking things. Our maid wants from us. Beat it with armbind, maybe? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Na, na, na. There you go. Let's go for another. determines the restoration rate for the tea. Give us the violet ore, dipshit. I guess it's just random per combat encounter, it seems. It's random in general. Jesus Christ, we're in Chain Link 10 now?
Oni is an RPG Maker game originally released in 2008 by No Props. If you're watching this, you've probably seen the game on YouTube and may know about the strange myriad of games that sprung off from it, both official and fan-made. Today, our focus is the Steam version released in summer 2024, how it compares to version 6.23, since the Steam release.
Why is this just somehow the most atrocious item to ever get?
Is the one that was popularized by YouTubers back in the day. This YouTuber boom helped bring attention to other RPG Maker horror games and helped popularize the genre compared to where it was before. Ao Oni is remembered well because of the YouTube filter many people consume the game with, making the game appear faster paced than it actually is. It also has the advantage of being one of the first ones of its time. For it, the only RPG Maker games that really make waves were original Corpse Party and yyyy, well-loved games that are quite different from Ao Oni. First Party 98 had a heavier focus on its story, as well as
Corpse Party has a nice story, and yyyy is once again best enjoyed through YouTube's lens, I suppose.
Then secrets and focusing more on its atmosphere versus threatening the player directly. Ao Oni is light on story, has an emphasis on item-based puzzles, and features chases with story triggers as well as random occurrences, forcing the player to think quickly in order to survive and continue their attempt to escape the mansion they're trapped in. Of the many RPG Maker horror games that have come since Ao Oni's release, many technically follow closest to Ao Oni, a myriad of which chose to give the story more attention than Ao Oni did, and often include multiple endings like Corpse Party. This isn't to say it hasn't introduced other games, as it very notoriously has done so, but it does so as a very different style of game that isn't as conducive to the storytelling and gameplay style of most RPG Maker games. As previously stated, in 2024, a Steam version of Ao Oni was released. The marketing for this game was strangely limited. The description on Steam claims the version has, quote, evolved and come back to life, and the trailer emphasizes the new I mode, with the Steam description backing this up and hyping up the endings. They also show off the official speed-up mode, which just plays the game 2 to 15 times faster than normal,
Jesus
with the controls
Christ.
getting more unbearable the greater the speed up. I mode hints that it's a roguelike, as you can change over time. That item must be collected. As from this, we weren't sure how it would play out until the game was released, where we found out it was a bland room jumbler that lasts a few minutes. Not mentioned, though, was the new scoring system. This essentially ranks the quality of your run once it's complete by calculating off of your playtime and number of deaths. Lastly, the game also features added achievements, and they are doing their best to make you feel capable, like walk 100 steps, walk 500 steps, starting the game, hit the map, and other various milestone achievements tied to the main story. The only interesting ones are for getting specific score rankings in both the main mode and I mode, along with one for beating the game without dying, which, yeah, that one's pretty good actually. Luckily, the end rankings can stack.
That's what Ao Oni is pretty tough.
The C, D, and E as well, though you don't need to intentionally slow down and time out a worse rank. Honestly, the S rank in the main mode is actually tough to get, and I had to beat the main mode deathless in around 20 minutes for it. All of these itty-bitty changes put together aren't worth much if you ask me. The speed-up mode is a funny gimmick, but it's not engaging to play, especially towards the higher end of the scaling.
How do I not have any violet ores?
Give it substance or state.
What the fuck?
Mentioned provide basically no information.
Anna.
People hoping for more lore about the Onis are left with almost nothing. The gameplay is just walking through doors until you find 3 keys that let you leave. A single optional puzzle that barely changes, and the rest of the game is just groping around trying not to die. Score system and achievements are slight time wasters added on top of the game, adding nothing unless you care about getting achievements. This leaves the game acting as version 6.23, but playable on Steam. But I'm not just here to talk about the new additions, I also wanted to look at the base game as well, because after finally playing through it myself, I didn't find the experience to be enjoyable at first. So let's talk about the main story. The elements have had over a decade to change, but did not. The Oni can randomly appear and hunt the player at any time. It's a staple of the game that adds to the unpredictability and scare factor. On its own, this isn't a bad thing, but the frequency with which this happens teeters on maddening. When being chased, the game creates a timer that decides when the Oni disappears, meaning it isn't tied
Wait, what was
to
that?
changing rooms. It's possible to hide in a closet, but depending on what part of the game you're in, there won't be a usable closet anywhere nearby, thus requiring the player to continue running for an arbitrary amount of time. Sometimes it's possible to keep the Oni around a set piece in a room, but my typical strategy ended up being running from room to room until
Hey there.
the 4-second long
How goes the
chase
job?
music, the only song in the game, stops
amazing.
looping. Looping sections of the
Hey,
house are a
thanks.
rarity. The majority of the areas feature a hub room that connects to exclusively dead ends, which means the best option is to run farther away from your main objective, which of course leads to spending more time just making your way back to where you were. By the time you get all the way back to what you're doing and change one thing, it's already time for another chase.
I'm counting on
And
you.
repeat. The only parts of the game where
Let me
looping
have a
is
look.
realistic are in the very
Ah,
first area,
hello,
this hole under
everyone.
the bed, or
Won't
in
you
the kitchen,
please accept
and in the
this?
abandoned side house that also features a drop from the second floor to the first. Like many people, I had
I am
only
at
watched
your
others play the
service.
game and did
I'm
not
ready.
experience
There
it
you
myself. After buying and playing this new port, I actually
Is there
decided to
anything else?
download the 6.23 release to
Be
see
careful
what
on your
exactly was
journey.
different. And to my surprise, this release does
Welcome
not
to
have
the
a
room.
problem
Very
with
well.
Onis
Then allow me to
constantly
show you
chasing
to your room.
installing out the game. In the Steam port, the Oni don't move faster than you, but can spawn in rooms quickly, which is what makes so many of the hiding
Well,
closets
be
feel
careful out
pointless.
there.
In 6.23, that's not an issue either, meaning there are a reliable way to hide from the Oni and make more progress. So somehow this change in frequent random encounters was added to the Steam release, which I find to be truly baffling, because that is my #1 complaint with this game. Another weird problem with this game is the visuals. The original didn't look bad, but like any re-release of a game over 10 years later, updated graphics would be appreciated.
Well, it was using
But usually
default
look nicer,
graphics.
and close-ups look better, and any
For the
visual
most part.
elements that you zoom in on look better as
It
well.
does have
But the sprites for the
does
humans
have
doesn't make it
originals,
look
but
worse. Hiroshi and the others
most of the
look
tiles are-
unified, and I can't take them seriously with those big ol' eyes. In addition, the character portraits haven't changed much either. They're of a consistent quality, but if you haven't played the original in a while, you'll wonder if they changed at all. The map is a one-to-one recreation, which makes sense, but quality of the action in the game is about the same. Now you have huge eyes that appear from the screen. For a game that costs $10, I expected more of a facelift for the whole experience. I mean,
forgot to
Matt
sell my
Follows,
stuff,
Peace Out,
didn't I?
and The Witch's House all have enhanced Steam versions that are similarly priced and were rebuilt to look way better. But their common ancestor can't do the same? It's disappointing. The story of the game isn't very deep, and that's neither good nor bad.
Hello?
While a good
What you
story
got
can
for me?
elevate gameplay and vice versa, it isn't necessary. And it's clear the game's focus is on its puzzles and horror. Just enough happens to kick off the plot and keep it moving. Hiroshi and friends go to this mansion that's
Thanks, I
there or
got some new
something.
goods.
It's not really
Go
clear,
on,
but
take a
the
look.
group is
Thanks.
immediately separated and
Is that
pursued
all
by
you
the
came
titular
for?
Oni pretty quickly from there. After that, the other characters appear in face Oni, usually to talk about how scared they are, and no, they don't want to stick together for safety because that's scary. But the next time you see them, they're dead, and they turn into an Oni as well, which is actually really good. Even if they look incredibly goofy with their haircuts, but at least you know it's them. At the end of the game, Hiroshi escapes alone, and that's that. You see somebody else come to the mansion and get Oni'd on, which shows even though Hiroshi saved himself, the threat of the mansion remains. With a story like that, there isn't too much to think on, except what are the Oni? Well, the I mode, featured in the Steam port, played with the idea of letting the fans in on what these things are and where they come from. So, let's talk about I mode. It's pitched as a roguelike with a random layout every time it's played, which is technically true. The little side mode is called I Story, and the Steam page hypes up its multiple endings. The game takes a selection of pre-generated
business.
individual rooms and puts them on a grid of a meager 5x5. An Oni occasionally spawns to chase you, and the Fuwadi can be added to the mix if it's found. The goal is to find a blue orb, a red orb, a doll head, and the exit door. There are lots of shining spots indicating items, but many of them are useless, meaning you have to keep checking item spots until you get what you need. After escaping through the doll head door, depending on how fast you are, you get an ending with a bit of text, and that's it. There's also a single puzzle in the entire mode that's optional and allows for a third ending. There's a safe in a piano room that has a code, and to get the code, you have to find the wall map in the mansion, and use the grid to figure out what spot the piano room is on in the grid.
Welcome
Put
back.
that location for the safe.
I am at your
Find a corner of
service.
the map, though, you can map that out yourself
Very
and
well.
grab the contents of the safe a
Is there
little
anything
easier.
else? Be careful
You
on
beat
your
the game with
journey.
this item, the broken blue syringe. You get the last ending. With all three endings put together, we finally get new lore about Ao Oni. You learn that Ai is in a hospital, and the gameplay is her dreams.
Okay.
She was seemingly injected with the blue syringe, and that's it.
What?
The singular implication is that the contents of the syringe eventually turn people into Oni, but what does that get us without any more information? I suppose it's neat to know that the Oni are a human-made monster instead of coming from hell or the spirit world, but that's it. This mode adds barely anything to the story, and this gameplay is uninteresting and its appeal doesn't wait. The least interesting part of Ao Oni is running away from the Oni, and that's all this game is. I wonder if this mode is why the main story has such a problem with Oni chases. Because this side mode is so short with so many room transitions, they would need the Oni to appear quickly to have tension while you look for the items you need. Even then, this mode fails at creating tension because you're allowed to save whenever. It's a weird choice for a roguelike, but you can save your spot in your seed and go back to it when you die. The body is always locked to the saved item, and if you want to check it, why not save, grab it, and see if it's important. It's
Oh
not
my
reset.
god, we got one
Just
violet ore. Oh my god!
Maybe it's only there
Let's
to save
fucking go!
As I briefly mentioned before, the Steam version features a new scoring system. It only tracks two metrics, time spent and deaths. This means it's simple to figure out if you're on a good run or not, and that your score is greatly impacted by your familiarity with the game. Get that S19 to fly through the entire game, going puzzle to puzzle with accuracy and aplomb. It's essentially a memory test, and Oni do actually give the memory test some stakes, as they are less egregious when you're not wandering around figuring out what to do next. But even then, they can still be heavy-handed. I don't have any big opinions on the score system's presence, since it doesn't take anything away, but it's not that satisfying. In high mode, your rank is a bit more luck-based, and you might get a bad seed that makes getting the right time benchmark difficult. At least you can save at the beginning, find the items in the exit, then do it again to get a good rank if you care enough. The environment of this game is fine enough. The game takes place in a mansion that's separated into different segments. You travel between them freely, but once you reach a new section, you won't need to backtrack to find the next event or item. You start at the front of the mansion, basement, different color, and there's another first floor section that's darker than the start of the game, but the screens are tighter and harder to navigate with harder puzzles. There's another brief underground segment that teases an escape before chasing you into an abandoned building outside of the mansion.
Oh, I got a
This place
second
is
one, I
definitely the
didn't
most
know
visually
it. Let's
distinct
go.
area, being visually dilapidated and lasts the longest of the areas in the game. None of the environments are particularly mind-blowing, but the game still manages to make interesting puzzles on the layout in spite of that. Sectioning off the game into color-coded areas also works well to help with navigation, since you'll figure out quickly that an area with a new palette means you're done with what came before it. I definitely appreciate this approach, and it seems other people did as well, since other RPG Maker horror games like to section off their games as well. Each also uses color-coded areas, Witch's House separating itself into floors operating off of similar principles to what Ao did before them. Is there anything I unabashedly like about this game? Yeah, actually, I really like the puzzles in this game. Some of the puzzles lean toward obtuse, but I do appreciate the structure of its item-focused puzzles. It reminds me of Resident Evil, where sometimes all you need is to pick up a key, but other times you need to look at, combine, or creatively use an item with what's around you to create a way ahead, but the puzzle is how to even get the key. Also, like Resident Evil, you need to know how to use your items, you can't just interact. You need to select the item from your inventory to use it, so you have to understand what your items can do. The puzzles are the bulk of the gameplay in both versions of the game, since they're essentially the same. But the big difference for the Steam port, as already mentioned, is the outrageously strong presence of the Oni, which stall out puzzles in sections of the game as you have to run away, back to the puzzle just to solve it, leave the room, and get chased again. The puzzles really are cool. Like there's this one where you open a book, you get a bookmark, and then you use that with a keypad screwdriver to learn the code for it. It's really great. There's also the metal disc with the random colors on it, which means you engage with the item to solve a different puzzle in a different room. Half of the item,
Holy
which you
fuck,
didn't
I'm done with this
and that
bullshit!
It's cool how intentional the design of so many of the rooms is. And many RPG Maker horror games released after Ao Oni take the idea of item-based puzzles and run with it. Many of the best puzzles in this game are the ones that interact the most with the environment, like learning about the buttons under the pews and figuring out what order to press them in, or how to get this blue piece out of the room it's in, since removing it locks the door, requiring you to figure out a new way in and out of that room. In essence, the Steam port is a waste of money. The only good things I have to say about this game is its puzzle design is cool, and it inspired a lot of games I like way more than this one. I wouldn't say that version 6.23 of Ao Oni is a bad game, but it's a good free experience. Steam port is most definitely a way worse version to play. doesn't do much of anything to justify its cost of $10, and unfortunately for it, it's easy to find comparative or
Item
better
storage,
ports
then?
of similar games on Steam.
Have a
Item
safe
storage is
trip.
a nothing burger mode that wastes your time, and the main mode is exactly the same,
Hello?
but more tedious.
What you got
I would
for
say
me?
you can get it for $3 if the price ever
Thanks.
gets that low, but honestly, that's
Fire
still not a very
edit.
good deal. If you want to add an
Is that
RPG
all
Maker
you
game
can?
with a
Spread
facelift to your
business.
Steam library, go with Mad Father or The Witch's House MV or
Welcome
something.
back.
Because those titles
MV
really
is
enhance
great.
the visuals while adding to the gameplay and staying faithful to their original incarnation.
Item storage, then?
Played it with mom.
Okay, now this is where the video is supposed to end. But while I was editing this, a new Aoni was dropped on Steam called Aoni, The Horror of Blueberry Onsen. I checked to see if it was a remake of Aoni 2 or 3, which are Japan exclusive mobile games, if you didn't know, and this is an original game. And apparently this was teased at least a few months beforehand, but I never saw anybody talk about it at all. And even now, as somebody who follows a few people who make content on RPG Maker
Very
horror
well.
games,
I'll
I
look
haven't heard
after
a
these.
thing about this.
Is there anything
It just
else?
appeared.
Have a safe
I
trip.
saw it through Steam because I owned the first game, unfortunately. And
Hello?
I don't know, it
Which
takes
one you
place in
want?
a hot spring, and it looks kind of samey. There's a dog now. I don't know why they put a dog in there. Now
Here
there's a
you
chat
go.
feature, apparently this is some other spin-off. And I don't even know what
Here
why
you go.
this game exists. I don't know why
Here
this
you
is
go.
here. And the dog chases you just like a regular Oni. I don't know what we've done here. If you scroll through it, there's an introductory offer.
Here you go.
I'm not going to assume this game is bad. I haven't seen it. I haven't played it. But
Is that
based
all
off
you
of
came
the
for?
first game, I don't
Thanks
want
for
to pay
business.
$8.80 for this. I definitely don't want to pay $11 for it.
Welcome to the Rooster. Very well.
So
Then allow me
maybe
to show
because
you
it's
to your
really cheap,
room.
I'll buy it, but I really don't think this is a good game. Well, I don't
Sign in
expect
over
it
here,
to be.
please. Well, be careful out there.
The only thing that's really interesting is apparently I is here from iMode. That could be interesting. Didn't look at the Steam achievements, but they're probably stuff like walking around again.
Welcome back.
They do say this is the fastest game ever because it has a 16 times
synthesis you
speed
want?
mode. That's technically true. It was a 15 times mode in the remake from a year ago. And
Oh.
the reviews are mostly positive. They're very positive. There's not a lot of them. Most of the positive reviews aren't very interesting. This reads as 90% shitpost, and then of course at the end it just says it has the same
Who will
problem as the
carry
last
this
game.
one?
Yeah. Random Oni spawns, rate is 6, I don't recommend sinking time into it. 90% of the gameplay is walking into a room, hiding in a locker, and waiting for the Oni to leave, and exploring for 3 minutes and doing it again. So they didn't fix the biggest issue, which is awesome. Hopefully the puzzles are cool, that's all I really got. But I cannot believe that this exists, and that they've done it, and this review here is calling the game
synthesis you want?
slop. It's just yummy slop to make more money. And I'm completely flabbergasted, but I really wanted to get it out there that apparently the same team made an original game, and maybe it's better, maybe it's not, but it doesn't. My hopes are not high. So that's all I have to say about this, for real. Had a good time. Maybe like and subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and please have a good rest of your day with hopefully no Aoni in it. Thank you.
We already have regenerate, so
Will this do? It's done. Please, take it. Who will carry this one? It's synthesis you want? Who will carry this this one? Who will carry this one? It's synthesis you want? Will this do? It's done. Please, take it. Who will carry this one? It's synthesis you want? Will this do? It's done. Please, take it. Who will carry this one? Is there anything else? Have a safe trip.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Sign in over here, please.
I don't think I need to increase the range of this. Single line, but starts off with a cost of 20. It's really not worth it, honestly. I'll get Salve to level 3 as well as heal, maybe. It's 1, 2, 3 more levels. Then I'm gonna go for Caduceus. Clear Strike ain't bad either. But Caduceus is way more high value. Since it can stun. Either way, both are gonna take a very long time to get. I guess. If we want Veil to be doing Punchy Punch, then Caduceus is what I should go for. We really don't have a need to get these since enemy skills are already doing their work. Providing enough value. Whoa, what? Prayer seems really nice.
Sign in over here, please. Come back here whenever you're tired.
Late game options, I shouldn't be too worried. We're a tiger now. Here come the red tiles. Let's see here. I wasted. I'm just gonna be relying on guard souls. Also, god damn it. It seems I have to manually draw them. I do believe if it's gonna be anything like in Etrian Odyssey 3, no enemies spawn on those tiles. Jesus Christ. Oh, sure, I'm not using the fucking thingy again. God damn it. I thought I could regenerate some TP just by putting them to sleep. I don't think the TP up was a bad choice, but safe passage could have been used for something else. We're buying a lot of guard souls.
Ah, it's you. Sure, which one? What, you're backing out? Ah, it's you. What'll it be?
Still can't retire.
Keep
Once
it
the
quick.
option shows up,
See you around.
you bet your ass we're gonna be retiring and grinding and picnic.
Hello? Which one you want?
With much better decisions on my end, hopefully.
Here you go.
Dang, I need guard souls.
Is that all you came for? Thanks for the business.
Welcome back. I am at your service. Over here, please. Is there anything else? Have a safe trip.
Welcome to the Rooster Inn. Very
Beat
well.
the stupid
Then
lizards
allow me
up
to show you to your room.
with a slashing attack. We can do that.
Sign in over here, please. Well, be careful out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mings, and almost 2 years ago, I started a tournament called the Advanced Wars Master League, where I invited 64 of some of the best players in the world to go head-to-head in a single elimination-style tournament. And just a few days ago, that tournament finally concluded. It almost took 2 years. It was like 1 year, 11 months, 12 days, or something crazy like that. Almost 2 years. Now, why did it take so long? Well, I gave the players an insane amount of increment, because I didn't want them to drop out due to lack of time, something that happened quite a lot in the early tournaments that were hosted over at Advanced Wars by Web. They had like 1 day increments, which a lot of people didn't like, so a lot of the matches were spoiled because of people just not having enough time. Now, of course, giving the players insane increments is a bit of a double-edged sword. First of all, it means that the tournament takes forever to complete. The second pull actually means that a lot of players did end up dropping out anyway, because, you know, you invite a bunch of semi-retired players to a tournament that spans 2 years, not all of them are going to stick around for it. That's just the sad reality of it. I ended up hosting or casting 6 games from this tournament in total. You can go check it out in the playlist below. There were 64 games total, but a lot of them did end out in dropouts and like early resigns. But the games that I did cast were all absolutely amazing. This tournament has produced some of the best games I've ever had the pleasure of casting. Some of my favorites, Poland versus Jokas, that was absolutely an incredible match. And the last one I did, the semifinals, Toulouse versus Gorgontes, that was like one of the best games I have ever casted in my life.
Formaldehyde's really
No
good.
joke. So definitely check out the playlist if you have time. There's some really, really great matches in there. Now, today we're going to be casting the 7th game, and I just would like to reiterate that all the ad revenue generated by this entire tournament will be donated to a charity of the winner's choice. Furthermore, if you make a comment with any kind of donation attached to it, like $5, $10, I will donate anything that gets donated on this series to the players. So if you'd like to tip each of these players for their contributions and hard work in this tournament, leave a comment with a bit of a tip added to it, and I will donate that straight over to the players. So thank you in advance to anyone who decides to do that. Now, today we have 2 incredibly strong players, Toulouse and Nanova. These 2 players are just incredible, right? Toulouse, one of the best players in the world, very underrated in terms of MMR. You could easily be 1600 if you wanted to. Nanova, another incredibly strong player, could also easily be 1600 if you wanted to, I think. Both of them have won a lot of tournaments, as you can see. Nonova won the Mariner Cup, and Toulouse has 2 tournament wins under his belt. Just incredible players all around. Let's go through the brackets and actually take a look at the journey that both of them undertook to get here. So let's see, here they are. See, Nonova and Toulouse. Let's go through Toulouse. Toulouse beat Brigantus in an absolutely amazing semifinals. He beat Humpelman, an incredibly strong player. Waka, incredible strong player. He beat Witty, which is also a very competent player, content creator. And he also beat Headpads in the semi. This was a very interesting account. I thought this was an alt at first, I remember. And Nonova has also gone through a lot of titans. He's beat Shiu, he's beat Deadefs, he's beat Emerellum, Aria Fireheart, Fabian Soaring Mind. Just a very, very long journey that both of these players have undertaken to get here. 2 years they have fought for this tournament to get through the finale, and here they are, facing off on one of my favorite maps of all time, Spring in general. Oh, I love this map so much. Mixed base map, base race map.
I'm saving the guard spells I just bought, honestly.
Wants to attack this base and take
Since
it quickly.
it turns out it's a rare drop
Wants
to get
attack
them.
this base and take it quickly.
Ow.
Whoever can take
Fuck.
the base quickly or quicker than the opponent usually has a big edge, because then they can produce units. And then usually it's sort of like a north versus south engagement in the middle here if both players take their bases around the same time. Or if one player takes the base really quickly, the other player usually just gives up. There's airports, which allows you to build bombers and come around here. You only have one base, so you're pretty much on the clock, whether or not, like, you're not going to live, you're not going to hold this base, but you just need to hold out for as long as possible. Let's take a look at the CO matchups, shall we? So, Toulouse went with the safe pick, 1 Bolt. 1 Bolt is pretty decent in base race scenarios because, of course, defense is really strong. Longs a medium tank, a neo tank, or a mega tank on top of a space. It's going to be very hard to get rid of that with just artillery thanks to his defense. And, you know, Ex Machina can also be incredibly nasty in a base race scenario where, you know, you can stun your opponent swarming your base and buy you that extra turn. Can be incredibly good. It can also be used offensively. If you hit the base that you are attacking, you lock the unit in place so that it's unable to actually move off the base. So, Bolt is actually a very competent base race CO. And Nonova here decided to go with Sasha. I think maybe he predicted that Toulouse would go Hawk. So I like Tier 1 because it's a bit, like, I would say it's a rock, paper, scissor matchup because all of the Tier 1 COs can fight each other. But I will say, Von Bolt has an edge against Sasha. I think we can all agree. Now, a lot of people may say, oh, but Von Bolt has a huge power meter. Yeah, sure, he'll never actually be able to use his power against Sasha, but that's not the point. Sasha ends up against 10-10. And sure, when she pops her market crash, she also briefly gets 10-10, but that's only during her power. Outside of her power, she will have to contend with Von Bolt's day-to-day every single time. Now, of course, she doesn't have that extra cash from bases, so she gets tanks a little bit more often and whatnot. But generally speaking, the consensus is Sasha has a hard time against Von Bolt, because having no firepower and defense bonuses and going up against a CO that has 10-10 is just incredibly rough. So, Nonova definitely facing a bit of an uphill battle here in the early stages of the game. Just like it's just a tricky matchup. It's just a tricky matchup. Sure, the Ex Machina is never going to come into play, but that day-to-day is just terrifying, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how both of these players will play this finale out. I am super excited to cast it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. So we are replay. Oh, there you go. I didn't actually have replay selected. I was like, why isn't anything happening when I'm clicking my buttons? Alright, so we have begun, ladies and gentlemen. Toulouse. Oh, he's in the black fronts. You know, I would give him his purple lightning colors, but the color blindness is just like, I'm sorry, Toulouse. I know the Eiffel Tower is your jam, but it's just, you know, Sasha has to be blue, and I can't do blue-purple. My color blindness will not allow it. But yeah, we have Toulouse in the black trunks playing as
Black's already pretty. Black Wolf's already pretty purple though, aren't they?
Strength, like alternate portraits enabled. I know some of you guys don't like them, but I kind of find it refreshing to look at something different when I cast it. So yeah. Anyway, so the start of Spring in general is pretty clear-cut, cookie-cutter. Not really a lot of alterations going on right here. Seeing early artillery is pretty normal when you play this match, because again, you do you do sort of want to blow down this pipe seam, or even if you don't, this artillery has a lot of things that it can do. It can lock down these two properties, for example. Just artillery for Stone Spring in general is very classic. So, neither player going airport super early. Talus is heading towards it on day 4 right now, and he's actually opening up a tank, not artillery. So, interesting choice by Talus here. You could, like, I'm actually a little bit surprised by Nanova's decision to go tank on left side here, or artillery on left side, because usually you want to build the artillery here to eventually blow up this pipe seam. Your tanks have a narrow reinforcement or path to strike this base right here. But it could be that Nanova wants to destroy the pipe seam to get air units over here, or maybe he just wants to control some properties up in the middle of the map. No, he's going for the pipe seam. So he's going to try and go early on, very aggressive against Toulouse. He's probably going to get battlecopters out, bombers out. Now, one thing that you actually can do, which is a bit interesting, is you can... Toulouse can build an anti-air here, and then kind of like, if you actually blast open this pipe seam, you can threaten the airport. Of course, all Nanova has to do is just build a tank, but it is something that I've seen in some games, where if you blast open the pipe seam too early, they can actually lock your airport down, which is kind of annoying. You can. There's also another aspect to this artillery that is kind of nice, is that you also denied this city. Toulouse would ideally like to capture this city, but he can't now that the artillery is here. So he has to just regard.
Now
this city will end up in Nanova's hands.